This is the budding light of hope and knowledge, the delight of Sri Prakash Educational Institutions, spreading academic brilliance in all directions.
Namaste friends, how are you? I hope you are all doing well. Now coming to the online platform, online video classes brought to you by Sri Prakash Educational Institutions. Class Final BSc, Semester 5, Subject Chemistry, Paper 5, Topic Coordination Compounds, Subtopic Valence Bond Theory. At the end of this session, you will learn what is valency bond theory and their postulates. Now we will discuss the valency bond theory. The simplest form of valency bond theory is VBT. This theory was proposed by Linus Pauling and his student Slater in 1935. Now, first of all, we will discuss about Linus Pauling. The full name of Linus Pauling is Linus Carl Pauling. Born date February 28, 1901. Death date August 19, 1994. He was an American chemical engineer, chemist, biochemist, peace activist, author, and educator. For his scientific work, Pauling was awarded the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1954. For his peace activism, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1962. Dear friends, now I will ask some questions on the Nobel Prizes. The first one is, who won the 2 times Nobel Prizes in chemistry? Yes, he is Frederick Sanger. And the second question is, who won the Nobel Prizes in both physics and chemistry? Yes, Madame Curie. Dear friends, now we will discuss the postulates of valency bond theory. The first postulate is, according to this theory, the central metal or ion has a number of empty vacant atomic orbitals. Those empty or vacant orbitals are like S, Px, Py, Pz and d orbitals. These empty or vacant orbitals are equal to its coordination number of a particular complex. Now I will ask one question, that is, what is the simplest form of coordination number? Yes, that is Cn. Now another question is, what is the general use of coordination number? Yes, by using coordination number, we can say the geometries or shapes of the different types of complex compounds. These empty or vacant orbitals are accept the electron pairs from the ligands. Dear friends, already you all know that the ligands must be have at least a lone pair of electrons. These empty or vacant orbitals of the metal hybridized to form a new set of orbitals. These orbitals have equal energy. So these orbitals are called hybrid orbitals, and this phenomena is called hybridization. Dear friends, now I will ask one question, that is, who is the father of hybridization? Yes, the father of hybridization is Linus Carl Pauling. These hybrid orbitals of metal is overlap with ligand to form a strong chemical bond. Already you all know that each ligand must be have a lone pair of electrons. A covalent bond is formed by the overlap of vacant hybridized orbitals of metal and electrons filled orbitals of ligand. That means this bond is formed due to the accepting of electron pairs from the ligand to vacant orbitals of metal. So this type of bond is called coordinate covalent bond. Okay, this is coordinate covalent bond. According to this theory, in hybridization, the two types of d orbitals are involved. Those are n-1 into d orbitals and nd orbitals. n-1 into d orbitals are also called inner d orbitals, and nd orbitals are also called outer d orbitals. If the complexes are formed by the overlap of n-1 into d orbitals or inner d orbitals, then that complexes are called inner orbital complexes or low spin complexes. If the complexes are formed by the overlap of nd orbitals or outer d orbitals, then the formed complexes are called outer orbital complexes or high spin complexes. Dear friends, already you all know that by using coordination number and hybridization, we can say the geometries or shapes of different types of complex or coordination compounds. For suppose, if coordination number is 2, then the hybridization is sp and the geometry or shape of the complex is linear. If the coordination number is 3, then the hybridization is sp2. Then the geometry or shape of the complex is trigonal planar. If the coordination number is 4, then the hybridization is maybe sp3 or dsp2. If sp3 hybridization, then the geometry or shape of the complex is tetrahedral. If dsp2 hybridization, then the geometry or shape of the complex is square planar. If the coordination number is 5, the hybridization is maybe sp3d or dsp3. Then the geometry or shape of the complex is trigonal bipyramidal. If the coordination number is 6, then the hybridization is sp3d2 or d2sp3. Then the geometry or shape of the complex is octahedral. Dear friends, this theory explains the magnetic property of complex compounds also. So now we will discuss what is magnetic property and magnetism. Magnetism is a property of matter and it occurs in different forms and degrees in various earth materials that act as conductors and insulators. Dear friends, now I will ask one question, that is, what are conductors? That means, what is the definition of conductors? Yes, which materials pass electricity, then that materials are called conductors. And next question is, what are insulators? Yes, which materials do not pass electricity through them, then that materials are called insulators. Dear friends, in the 19th century, Michael Faraday was the first to start classifying substances according to their magnetic properties. He is Michael Faraday. According to Faraday, Faraday classified them as either diamagnetic or paramagnetic, and he based his classification on the force exerted on the materials when placed in an inhomogeneous magnetic field. Now I will ask one general question on the magnetic field. That is, what are the units of magnetic field? Yes, the units of magnetic field is Tesla. That is TESLA, Tesla. Dear friends, including dia and paramagnetic properties, another magnetic property also there, that is ferromagnetic property. The complete detailed concept of the magnetic properties we will learn in the further classes. Now coming to our concept, that is the postulates of VBT, that means valency bond theory. Already you all know that the VBT is explain the magnetic properties of the complexes. If the complex contains unpaired electrons, then that magnetic property of that complex is paramagnetic property or paramagnetic nature. Okay, this is the paramagnetic property or paramagnetic nature of the complex. Paramagnetism refers to a property of certain materials that are weakly attracted to magnetic fields when exposed to an external magnetic field. Internal induced magnetic fields form in these materials that are ordered in the same direction as the applied field. For suppose see in this figure, in absence of magnetic field, these are all have different directions. But in presence of magnetic field, these are all having in same direction with respect to applied magnetic field. Next one is, if the complex does not contain unpaired electrons, then that complex has diamagnetic property or diamagnetic nature. Diamagnetic substances have a tendency to move from stronger part to the weaker part of the external magnetic field. That means the diamagnetic materials are repelled from the magnetic field. In this image, the lines are repelled from the magnetic field. So this is called diamagnetic nature or diamagnetic property. By using number of unpaired electrons in the complex, Calculate the magnetic momentum of the complex. The magnetic momentum is denoted by mu s or mu b. And the formula of magnetic momentum is mu s equal to root over 4s into s plus 1 or mu s equal to root over n into n plus 2. This is spin only formula, where n equal to number of unpaired electrons in the complex. The units of magnetic moment is Bohr magnets, Bm. This is the simplest form of Bohr magnets. If the number of unpaired electrons in the complex is 1, then the magnetic moment value is 1.73 Bohr magnets. If unpaired electrons are 2, then the magnetic momentum is 2.84 Bohr magnets. If the unpaired electrons are 3, then the magnetic momentum value is 3.87 Bohr magnets. If the unpaired electrons are 4, the magnetic momentum value is 4.90 Bohr magnets. If the unpaired electrons are 5, then the magnetic momentum value is 5.92 Bohr magnets. Already you all know that the units of magnetic momentum is Bohr magnets, and the simplest form of Bohr magnets is Bm. And one Bohr magnet value is 9.27 into 10 to the power of minus 24 joule per Tesla, because of mu b, that means Bohr magnets equal to Eh by 4 pi me, where E equal to charge of electron, H equal to Planck's constant. Dear friends, already you all know that the value of Planck's constant is 6.625 into 10 to the power of minus 27 erg second, or 6.625 into 10 to the power of minus 34 joule second, because of 1 joule equal to 10 to the power of 7 ergs, and me equal to mass of electron. So 1 Bohr magnet value is 9.27 into 10 to the power of minus 24 joule per Tesla. But under the influence of strong ligand, the electrons in the metal can be forced to pair off against to the Hund's rule. Dear friends, already you all know that what is the Hund's rule. Yes, according to this rule, every orbital in a subshell is singly occupied with one electron before any one orbital is doubly occupied. The examples of strong field ligands are CO, carbon monoxide, CN, cyanide, NO, nitric oxide, etc. Dear friends, the strength of the ligands are explained by using spectrochemical series. In this series, from iodide ligand to carbon monoxide ligand, the strength is increases. That means iodide ligand is weak field ligand and carbon monoxide ligand is strong field ligand. The complete detailed concept of the spectrochemical series we learn in the crystal field theory. Now coming to our concept. Already I said that if strong ligand is present in the complex, then the electrons in the metal paired up against to Hund's rule. Okay? If the strong ligand is present in the complex, then the electrons in the complex is paired up against to Hund's rule. If weak ligand is present in the complex, then the filling of electrons in the metal is followed by Hund's rule. These are the postulates of valency bond theory. So, dear friends, in the next session, we will discuss the applications of valency bond theory. Until then, stay home, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep learning.